Yo, good morning. How's everybody doing? I'm just making a video about grandparents. This video is for grandparents out there that are taking care of their kids. I'm not making this video to give any of my friends that are in situations hard time. I'm not pointing anybody out that's in their own situation. And I'm not going to say any names because I'll never hit the end of it. But anyway, I'm going to bring this up because it kind of has a lot to do with me right now in my situation. Trying to find something under the table cash to finish my bus parts, getting my bus stuff, so I can do my trip. And I'm struggling with it. I get these full time job offers, they're great. And when I do my 1 year road thing, that would be perfect for me. Some of them pay really good. But you got to understand that when I lost my legs 3 years ago, I was like, I went from making, I had a job making over $100,000 a year with a pension, and I was going to get like 5,000 a month when I retired at 62. And losing all that, I always tried to pull something positive out of it, make it a positive out of a negative. Because my whole life growing up, I thought I had it so bad from a divorced family, and I thought that was the worst part of my life. I think my childhood, just because I thought it was so bad. My mom's always complaining about my dad's drunk ass, or my dad complaining about my mom. And they don't realize how much as a kid that really does hurt you. And growing up, going to my friend John Constantine's family, they had to be tired of me at times because I'd be down there spending the night eating spaghetti. His mom made the best. My mom couldn't cook, bless her heart. Rest in peace, mom. But she really wasn't a good cook. And I'd spend a lot of time down the road at my friend John Constantine's house. His mom would always cook the best, and I'd see the day-to-day family life with his mom and dad. Dad come home from work, and I always thought that was so different because I was growing up without that since I was two. No, I'm not trying to be poor me or anything, because I've turned out to be, you know, a good person, I thought, growing up. But all my life, I felt like I was always trying to make a positive out of negative. I didn't like how my life was and wanted to be like everybody else and go to the normal school instead of the private school and wear a shirt, dress tie, the tie, top button, and dress penny loafers. I hated that. And I hated that my parents were divorced. I felt like it wasn't fair to me that I had to always hear them complain about stuff, or I couldn't have certain things because your dad can help out and my dad wasn't going to do that, and vice versa. It was crappy. But going back to my video about grandparents, my situation now, trying to do what I'm doing, I can't get rid of this idea with the bus. This goal I set 2 years ago was my first year of getting stuff back together, trying to think, what can I do with my life. Uh, this was like something far fetched to me and to everybody else, and it was a dumb idea to most people. But getting rid of my pickup truck and filing bankruptcy on everything but my pickup truck, I kept that. But getting rid of that so I could get this bus, so I could make this happen, was like so far fetched and such an impossible thing to do. And I finally did it. And I've gone this far and got it half done. And I was doing good on working, saving money to, doing whatever I had to do to get cash to get these parts and stuff for my bus, along with a lot of donations from people, which I'm thankful for. Thank you very much for all of you that have donated and helped me. I love it. I can't thank you enough. Um, but my point is like I'm sitting there thinking of things I could do if I had my legs, and I don't, and that's just something I gotta just look past. And it's like I see so many things that if I had my legs, I could do that for cash to get my bus done. I could do that. I could do that. I could do that. There's so many freaking things out there, and you got these people out there running around doing whatever the hell they want while they got kids, young kids. And I have obviously something close to me that I deal with a lot. That I've got people that think I hate them and stuff like that when they don't understand my hate is because I've seen what kids go through, and to me, it's all about the kids. Even when your life's so bad and it's so tough, it's always about your kids when you got kids. That's how I was raised. That's how my mom was to me when she was, with my dad. And I was like 2 years old. My mom was, I'm sure, ashamed that she was with a guy that was an idiot, beating her up and drugs, and just it was awful. My mom was miserable and had a little 2 year old boy that she wanted to live a better life with. So she left and went to her mom's house and was miserable there because she was working, coming home, listening to her mom tell her how to raise me, and she was miserable. And what she did was finally got Section 8 when we got our own little apartment on Ocean Avenue over in the hood up by Chapel Hill. My mom worked in the mall, and we ate liver, and she told me it was steak. On Fridays, when she got paid every other week, we got to go get McDonald's. I thought that was the best thing in the world. And then I was fortunate enough that 6 months, she met my stepdad when I was 5. 6 months later, married in a house. I thought we hit the lottery. I felt like Will Smith on that show. We had a house with upstairs. I had my own room with, a backyard and a garage and a tree to make a tree house, and it was just so cool. But things were still always difficult for me, and really, I was always a depressed kid. I really was, and I always tried to make a positive out of negative my whole life. That's how it always was. And now in my situation, and then seeing all the other stuff that goes on around me, some of it daily bothers me, like some little kids sometimes, and that's what I'm talking about here. Um, I feel so bad for them because what I had wrong was nothing compared to what they're going through. There's kids out there that don't know where their mom's at, don't know what they're doing. They just know maybe every month or two or every 4 or 5 months that she calls, and they don't know what to say to her. And when you got one that's like maybe 2 years old and it happens, and it's like 4 now, it really doesn't even know her. Because being 2 years old and having a mother that leaves, or parents that leave, mother and father, whatever the case may be, that's the most important part of a kid's life is the first like 10 years, because they're growing close to their mother and father, and seeing how things are supposed to be to them, because that's how they're being raised. And I look at some of these kids, and it's like what I had was nothing. They don't know where their mom's at, don't know, they don't even know her. They don't know where their dad's at. Maybe he's in jail, or maybe whatever the case may be. And that goes on to where they got their grandparents raising them. And thank God for the grandparents out there that do this. That is so awesome that you guys step up to the plate and do this. And it affects your life. You guys are expected to be retired, or at that age where you raised your kids and you're having your own life now. And you step up and raise your grandkids. That's awesome. That is so awesome. It happens way too much, but that's awesome because there's kids out there that aren't even able to have that, and they go to other people, aunts, or children's services, and it just kills me, the stuff I see happening. And I sit here struggling myself with my own life and my own problems, and I took this negative, losing my legs and my job and my career and everything I owned, into a positive by coming up with this idea, telling everybody I'm going to buy me a vehicle and travel the country for a year and just live off my crappy check, because right now my crappy check pays for my utilities, rent, and all my stuff, and then I'm broke for the month. I hate it. I was miserable. So this sounded like such a far-fetched thing, and it was a big goal that I thought I'm going to do. I'm going to set my mind and do it. And when I set my mind to get a Harley or a boat or things in life, I did it. At times when I didn't think I could, I did it. And to be where I'm at right now, and seeing so many things I could do if I had legs, and like so easy to make money. I mean, we're in America. You got people that live in other countries that try to come here illegally and end up making millions, being millionaires over here. I mean, we're in America. We have that chance to do that here, and we got grandparents out there raising their kids with parents out doing what the fuck they want, and not even thinking twice about the kids. It kills me. It kills me. And thank you for the grandparents out there that step up and try to make these kids have the most normal life they can, like a lot of you are doing right now. And it's just crazy. It's so frustrating to me to have to deal with something like that and seeing it happen all over the place. And everybody's situation is different, but you know what? I'll tell you one thing: the grandparents that are raising the kids and the families, like brothers and sisters and parents, that are in these situations dealing with it, you hear so many excuses to where you don't even know what it is. You don't want to hear what they're saying. Their excuses are, if it's not drugs, then there's something wrong with you. Get it figured out, because you know what, your kids are number one. Number one, man. I mean, I realize you got to be fit yourself to do it, but I mean, most of it's drugs out there, people. And the people that you deal with them, they're not drugs. Nope, it ain't drugs. It ain't drugs. Well, what the fuck is it? I mean, how long has it been going on here that grandma and grandpa's raising your fucking kids, taking care of your kids? Kids don't even know you. The ages when they're 8, 9, 10 years old, going to school, seeing kids with parents, and they got grandma and grandpa to talk about. Not knowing where their mom's at, not knowing. It's just, it bothers me. It really does. I know this is a stupid thing. I'm bouncing around like I am, but it's all because of what I'm looking at myself and what I'm dealing with in my own personal life, with losing my legs and little kids in my life that I'm close with and care a lot about, seeing them struggle, and then you got family issues out of that ends up with family issues, and like, of course, I'm always the asshole in every case of everything, but you got to understand my point and why I'm like this, because over you, whether you're my parents, my sister, brother, whoever you are, when it comes to kids, to me, it's always the kids that I care about the most, and the only thing I care about. To where if I see something's wrong with the way they're being raised and what they're going through, it's gonna bother me, and I can't fix it and make it happen. Only the parents can, and you can try to be there for them for so long, and after so much crap and getting nowhere with the excuses and the finger pointing and he she said this and blah blah blah. You know what? You got in the situation. You let this happen. You need to fix it. You need to, get out of whatever the hell is going on that rock you're on, and jump to the other one and try a different one, because obviously it's not working what you're doing. And I think you'd have a lot better family life and have your family be more respectful and want to listen to you and talk to you instead of not even talk to you at all. Like I get. That's how I get. I shut down. Don't want nothing to do with the crap until you figure it out. I don't want to hear excuses no more. I've tried to help you enough. I've tried to give you advice enough to tell you what you could do, or it's just so frustrating because you see that going on at the same time that I'm over here trying to just get this bus thing going on, which then it's like, man, I could get a career out there doing something. I've had some really cool job offers. Maybe after 1 year on the road, I'll do that. But I'm still stuck back at having to do this bus thing that I started 2 years ago. It'll be 3 years the end of this month that I lost my legs, that I drove myself to the hospital and found out I had vascular disease and lost both my legs. And I tried again to make a positive out of negative, because getting out, seeing all my friends and everybody I knew, and you guys all know, you thought, man, he was doing so good. That's gotta suck. Suck to be him. Like Benny down at the FOP said, I give you credit. I'd have took myself out probably if that happened to me. And that was funny. It didn't bother me because you know what? I'm still gonna have a good life. I still have opportunities. I'm in America. I can have things. I can do what I want. Whatever I let happen. I wish I was smarter and better to be doing something way better than where I'm at. But this bus thing for me was a good thing and all I wanted to do. And I've been working on it for so long. I've had it like 8, 9 months now, and I've got it half built. It's all about money for me to finish it, and then I'll hit the road, and I'm gonna show my daughter and other handicapped people that I talk to a lot, and make these videos for on my channel to show that I'm gonna do this, and I don't care if I'm 2 months into it and miserable. I'm gonna live in that damn thing once I get it done, and that's why it's taken so long, because there's gonna be no excuses. Oh, well, it was all right, but it was too hot in there because I didn't have air. It's whatever. I'm gonna be able to cook and do everything to where there's no excuse for me to not be able to do this, and I am gonna get this thing done one way or another, and hit the road and do the 1 year thing, and then come back, and then I'll try to I'm gonna try to do something good. I want to make money. I want to I don't care about disability pensions and crap. If I can go out and have an opportunity to make a lot of money with no legs, doing something that somebody thinks they can train me to do, I'm gonna do it. And thank you, jumping back to the grandparents, for you guys that do what you do for people out there that don't want to work, don't care what the kids are doing, where their kids are at, don't have a job, they just do whatever, they just somehow manage to bounce around and live and mooch off people and leave you in a situation. And the thing that sucks is when people make them decisions like that, and then you got these two little kids involved. There's so many other people that daily wake up and struggle with the way they feel about the situation and how they feel about the kids and what they got to do for the kids and how they think you're an idiot because you're not doing what you should do, and then you hate that your relationship with that person is ruined because all you're caring about is the kids, which that's just, everybody's different. And I don't want to hear, oh, you got to be there for them, help them, you walk away. Nah, after so long, 1.5 years, it's you can only say the same thing so many times and hear the same excuses so many times, to where you just, I get to where I'm like, okay, I'm done with it. You're a piece of shit. I don't want to hear from you until you get your shit together. You're a good person, I know you are, but you got to figure out something in life, whatever it is you got going on, and get these kids back and take care of your kids and the kids. I mean, kids growing up with grandparents, man, they're so lucky, and they might think that's bad. And then when they grow up and they're older, they'll be appreciative that their grandparents were so cool and did that for them, and look at their situation. It's not even being bad, because there's kids out there that didn't even get the grandparents. They go to, children's services and get adopted or raised by their cousin or aunt or whatever. And there's a lot of cool aunts and uncles and brothers and sisters out there that are in the same situation, raising kids because somebody just thinks that doing something else is more important. Kills me. I know this is probably one of the stupidest videos I made, but it's just something on my mind, because I sit here every day thinking about, what am I going to do to make some cash like I was, to get this project done. And I'm not trying to beat myself up. I'm not trying to sound negative or anything like that. I'm definitely not. I didn't get this from the way I was raised. My parents didn't teach me to be like this. I feel like I'm like this now because I did it my whole life since I was a kid. Now that I'm older, I feel like I have more control in my life and what happens in it, and I can cut out the crap like that I don't like. And I think that's why I shut it down and I hold grudges like I do. My family and everybody that knows me and that's close to me and my family know how I am. I don't talk to a lot of people over the dumbest things probably, but I don't like it. I don't like to fight. I don't like to argue. And like when I was a kid, I had no choice and I had to hear my mom put down my dad, or my dad put down my mom, and you always had that aunt or uncle that liked to do the same thing. And when you're a kid, you play it off, and your aunt and uncle don't realize, or your grandparents or whoever it is that's saying it doesn't realize that hurts. That's your mom. You love them. Don't talk about her like that. Or that's your dad. Don't talk about it's just kids and situations nowadays with parents. And I look at my situation like it was nothing. I had a good roof over my head. My stepdad, he ended up being the best person in my life. He's still alive today, and I love him to death. And I've known him longer than both of my parents, and he's been a good parent and been there for me my whole life. Did a lot for me and my mom. Got us out of the apartment on Section 8 in 6 months. Had a house, going on vacations, doing family things. He played softball, and I always went to my dad on the weekends and rode my dirt bikes and had fun boating with my dad. That was like what we did. And my daughter's in the same thing. Sees me on the weekends. We used to have a lot of fun and go boating and ride on the motorcycle until this happened. But I'm getting out of the hole. I've never been sitting here like boo-hoo. It was real hard at first, I'll tell you. When this first happened to me, there were some times that my daughter would come spend a couple of days with me and then go home. And I just sat in my living room crying. And I thought they left. And my daughter came back in, and I was crying just because I felt like she was leaving, going home, and here I ended up by myself again. And it was just real hard. I was in a real low place. And I just felt like this is how my life is now. My daughter's going home. I know she feels bad. And I hate seeing her, try to act like everything's okay when she knew it wasn't. She knew that Dad was losing everything right now, and that I lost my job, and she didn't know what was going to happen to me and how I was going to be. And I think from that point on, that those times made me feel like I can't let that be like that. I still need to show my daughter that, and everyone else, that I can still have a fun life. I can still have things. I can still be somebody. I don't have to be that guy that lost his legs and just, I don't want to be that guy. Even though I am that guy, I don't want to be that guy. And I guess I'm done ranting. But thanks to you grandparents out there and brothers and sisters and all you guys that step up and take care of these kids when you got situations like you do with the parents not being around for whatever reason. I'm not saying drugs or everything's different. I'm not saying any names because I'll never hear none of it. But I don't care. I say what I want. I do what I want. If you don't like it, then don't let me be in the situation where I can do it. Get your shit together. And hope everybody has a good day on this rainy day. It's sprinkling out. Got Chloe. She's out here still scared from the thunder we had, 2 hours ago. Chloe, what are you doing? Yeah, she's a little faithful dog. But, yeah, I'll end this video with positive that it's summer out and the sun will be out soon, if not today, tomorrow, and you'll be able to still do fun, nice things in this wonderful place we call America. It gives you opportunities, and a lot of people just don't even care about that or take advantage of it. And man, I'm just going all over the place. Got a little emotional there. Have a good day. I love you all, especially you grandparents. Peace.